Awesome. Sami Baki here with We Clone You, and have a phenomenal client of ours here with us today. We have Amanda Williams. She runs an incredible real estate business and is also a pro when it comes to Airbnb-ing units, and has built an incredible business model around that, and now also helps other real estate agents and professionals also build their own Airbnb businesses where they can build some passive cash flow as well. So that being said, excited to introduce Amanda to everyone and learn a little bit about your experience with We Clone You so far. So thank you for hopping on with us. And if you like, go ahead, share a little bit about yourself, where you're from and what you do, and we can kind of roll into it from there.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So yeah, this has been an amazing experience with you guys, number one. And so I'm known as Amanda the Traveling Realtor. That's how I've branded myself. I found a way to mix travel and real estate together beautifully. And so that's been working. And I own a short-term and mid-term rental company back in Raleigh, North Carolina. We do 30-day stays, furnished properties, all utilities included. So that's one of my businesses that I've hired a VA to help me with my marketing and just running that business. And then the other business that I have, there's actually two other ones, but the main one that I'm having help with here is I have a course teaching other real estate agents how to start and scale their short-term and mid-term rental businesses as well. So we have the course, we're doing a lot of online trainings, events, the marketing, all of that. And so my girls have been amazing that I've hired through We Clone You, and they've been helping me scale that company as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And that's awesome feedback. I guess, before joining We Clone You, how are things going? And did you try to scale previously with virtual assistants, or was this kind of your first time with virtual assistants in your company?
So I had virtual assistants before, but the first person I ever hired, I actually hired her from a recruiting person, and I paid $10,000
Wow.
to get her. And then it just didn't really work. I mean, I kept her for a while, but it just really didn't work out. And then I had someone else come in, which I actually still have, but she's not a virtual assistant. I needed someone to help me with my marketing. And so I've hired other virtual assistants in the past, but the rates were really high because there was a company in between getting a cut. So I was paying like $9, $10, $11 an hour for a VA. And I knew that those VAs were not getting paid nearly that much. And so what I really liked about We Clone You is that you just pay the upfront fee, and then you can continue to add VAs on. But once I've hired that VA is my VA. And I pay them the $3.75 an hour, which is extremely reasonable. And then it's my, my responsibility to really keep them going at that fee.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And it makes a lot of sense. And that's why we really wanted to build the model around that. So we're not, middlemen, and then the fee is higher for the long term and everything of that sort. So that's really cool. And also, like, at that point when you're spending, $9, $10, $11 an hour, that's really cool. You could bump that up a little bit more and then maybe even get somebody local to you at that point. So really, really cool how now you're able to save costs on that. And I guess that being said, since you did kind of come from having worked with some VAs in the past, I guess, what was kind of your main rationale or reason or motivation for wanting to bring on more virtual assistants and give We Clone You a try, I guess?
Well, I really like what you guys have done with scaling online courses. I'm friends with GoGo, and I've seen what she's done with her online courses. And so that was really the decision maker for me. And going with you guys and just knowing that, especially you, Sami, I mean, you have so much experience with this. You're behind all of GoGo's stuff. And so that to me was a no-brainer. I'd rather go directly to the source, someone who understands the business, and you've been amazing. And that way, I want to scale this thing. I want to have VAs for my marketing, for, everything that I do. And the course sales, and having, a sales department and a manager that's going to like overlook all of this. And so I know that I can get there with your company, with We Clone You, because you've had that experience. You already know what I'm trying to do with scaling my business and selling more courses online. And so I feel comfortable working with you guys on that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amanda. It's been amazing to see your course come along to where it is now, and really, really excited for the future and to see you really crush it with that. And it's been amazing to work with you in that regard. And I guess I know you have a few different businesses, right? You have got the real estate side, then you have the Airbnb side, and now also the course side of the business. And also, of course, you have your personal life then too. I guess where would you say your virtual assistants are mostly focused on, or which kind of areas of your business or your life have you been using them with the most? And even curious if you might have been able to get some possible, personal life utility out of it, whether it might be booking travel and accommodations, just kind of things of that nature as well.
Yeah, so my executive assistant, I haven't put her into everything in my life as of yet because I don't want to scare her away because it's a little chaotic. But I do have her looking at flights right now. I'm going to Africa next month on a safari. So I do have her doing some stuff like that right now. But the biggest thing is she's been helping me with creating. I just created a new starter kit. So creating like guides and ebooks and checklists. And she just finished my relocation guide for my rental company back in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is amazing. And so she's been helping me with that kind of stuff. She's also helping me I'm eXp Realty as well. So I have an organization with them of a few hundred agents. And so she's been helping me with posting into the Facebook groups, reminding our agents about all of our trainings coming up, doing all of that, which has been amazing. And then I have Anna, and Anna really only helps me with my course sales. So she's the one that's creating all of my content for my social media. She's writing out all of my email campaigns. She is helping with the graphics as well. My assistant's doing graphics too and video editing. And so at this point, I just have those two on. I did have another gentleman that was helping me with all of the marketing for our rental property business, but I realized that my girls could do that as well. And so we just cut down to two, but I'm about to hire a third as well. And this person's going to be more stepping into that sales position role, because my whole idea of this is to have the different departments. Like I think about it as I'm walking into an office and I have the sales department over here with the sales manager. I have my marketing department over here with the marketing manager. I have my press department who's going to be helping, getting me on podcast and speaking engagements and all of that. So that's the way I'm thinking about this. And I'm going to be using VAs for all of that.
Love that. And you've definitely structured it in a beautiful way there. Was Anna also the one to do kind of all the funnels that we reviewed together for the course as well?
Yes,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah.
She's been doing an amazing job with that. And I love how you have that organized. I guess for you right now, the way that you're kind of managing your team, what would you say are like your best practices or what you're kind of doing to manage your team? Me personally, what I've been doing is 2 meetings with them a week. So usually I'll have a Monday and a Wednesday. And for some, 2 might be too many. For some, maybe they could even benefit from doing some more. And then I have them usually do some end of day reports at the end of each day. So kind of send over an end of day report, what they've been doing. We look over that, optimize over the week, see what other things we might be able to delegate and automate and, improve inside of the business, right? But I found those 2 weekly meetings really, really good for kind of keeping things on track, delegating new projects, catching up on other ones. Do you have something similar that you're also doing with your team, or how do you typically like to stay in touch and make sure things are moving along nicely?
Yeah, so we have the Slack channel, but to be honest with you, we don't use it very much. We do most of our stuff in WhatsApp. And so they can send me the links. I can review the stuff in WhatsApp. We do have a pretty long meeting on Tuesdays. And sometimes I'll do that with both of them together. And sometimes I'll do individual meetings with them. But I like that. And it's not just a meeting. It's like a working meeting. I mean, we could be on Zoom for 2 or 3 hours, but we're getting so much done. We're creating the content, I'm approving stuff, we're working together. I'll be working on something on my screen, she's working on her screen, and then we're coming back and forth. We're using Google Drive so that we can be working on the same document and see each other's edits. I'm really enjoying that. And keep in mind, this is newer for us. And so I've only had these VAs for, I think, maybe 3-4 months. And so they're still learning. I'm learning to work with them. They're learning to work with me. But that's been super successful. And I really like having the WhatsApp. I live in Mexico. One of them's in Spain. One of them's in Colombia. And so it's just really nice to have that going on. I know there's other ways to manage and everything, but for me, we're just continuing to stay in contact on that. I mean, we talk multiple times a day.
Beautiful system. Love it. Love it. And I guess if we kind of look at the last, 3 to 4 months of working with your virtual assistants, I guess, what would you say are some of like the biggest wins you might have been able to accomplish, if you might be able to quantify any?
Gosh, all of the content.
For sure.
We just finished an amazing starter kit for people who are interested in becoming a short-term or a mid-term rental host. And so we've written an ebook, we've created all new checklist for each room, we've created a workbook so someone can actually go through the workbook and figure out, like, is this business actually a business for me? They've helped me with all of that. And then I had a relocation guide. This is for my actual business with all of my properties in North Carolina. I've had a relocation guide that I had done when we first started that business years and years and years ago, but it wasn't great. Honestly, I don't think I really ever read the whole thing. And so when I went back and I looked at it and I was like, I cannot believe I've been running a business on this relocation guide. And so Catalina redid the entire thing, and it is something I am proud of now. So when someone goes to our website, they download the guide, I know that they're like, yeah, this is an amazing business. This is an amazing value add. And we've been getting a lot more calls from that, and a lot more people coming into the area, staying in our properties, and then also choosing to use us as their real estate agent as well. And so I've seen a huge difference in that.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing those wins. And that's super, super exciting to hear. I'm really excited for what the future holds here. This is just a few months into this, and especially with everything that you have going on the course side of things. I guess, lastly, for anybody who might be watching this video, of course, when deciding if you wanted to work with us at We Clone You, big decision, not the cheapest thing in the world, of course. And of course, other things like timing and everything like that also kind of has to make sense. I guess, for you, for somebody who might be kind of like sitting on the fence, I guess, what was it really for you that, made this something that you ultimately ended up deciding to move forward on?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it long term. I looked at it like, yes, I am going to put the investment out up front, for a long term, but I'm going to be able to use this service and all of the education that you guys do. I mean, that's something that I don't think other companies do. I don't know. But just my girls are on calls with you guys once or twice a week, getting educated and trained. And that is super valuable. And you guys are doing a lot of that, which I don't have to. And then if there's anything that comes up, we have the private Slack with you guys, and we can always get in there. We can ask the questions. So for me, I guess what made me make the decision was knowing that I had the support on the back end with you guys, and also learning how to be a better boss, right? A better leader, a better manager for these girls. That was really something that I needed, and I still need to this day, right? We can always become better leaders, but that is something that just to have right there at your fingertips, I think it's really important. And all of the content, all of the videos that you guys have in the back office there, it's so good. All of it's amazing. So kudos to you guys for creating all of those.
100%. Thank you so much for sharing, Amanda. And you're already a phenomenal leader. Your team loves you. And that's something that I really like. When we hop on the calls with them, we can just tell how much they love working in the culture that you created for them. So definitely you've built an amazing business. And that's one that, these virtual assistants really enjoy working in. So definitely props and kudos to you as well. And thank you for hopping on to share your experience here, Amanda. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you to anybody who might be watching this video to take the time to look into We Clone You. And that being said, I guess before we wrap up here, Amanda, do you have any final thoughts or anything you might want to say?
Oh, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for always checking in with us and making sure that everyone's on the same page. And yeah, if you are thinking about doing this with We Clone You, I give it 5 stars.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. Really, really appreciate it, and looking forward to continuing to work with you. Got a lot of exciting things ahead. And thank you to anybody who is watching this video, and cheers and have a great rest of your day.